loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be hopping into a closure sew-in on one of my younger clients that I have. She is around 13 or 14, so her mom didn't really want to spend a whole lot of money on hair for her, so she opted for a beauty supply store closure and hair from Amazon. And if I do find where she got the hair from, I will put it down in the description box below. But yeah, I'm just adding her weaving cap. I do switch between the actual weaving net and then the cap version. Really, I like the cap version better, only because it's easier to sew down. And it's not as thick. Is, if they want to be able to scratch their scalp or oil their scalp while their sewing is in, they can freely do so. So yeah, this is also the braid pattern that I gave her. Very, very simple. Yeah, and it works. So stay tuned and I will be back. So I'm starting off with the bottom track and I'm sewing that underneath my perimeter braid just in case my client wants to pull her hair up in a ponytail, she can do so freely. And this is also the braid pattern that I decided to go with. It's just a simple braid pattern where I braid down and pull the end of that first braid and connect it to the next braid. Super simple but very efficient. And I also, like when I sew, I'm sewing on the net, not really on her braids. That's the point of the net. I'm just sewing kind of on the net and not really going underneath her braids. I do that every time I use a net, just in case my client has thin hair or have problems with their hair shedding a lot. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing, and I'll continue to do that really throughout this whole video. And I also do my flip over method. I don't cut any tracks until I get to the top. So yeah, that's all. So keep watching and I will be back. So I'm just adding a little foundation, well, cream foundation by Ruby Kiss, and I'll put the color that I used in the description box. I'm just using that because I did not bleach this closure. Being that it was from the beauty supply store, I honestly did not want to mess it up because it is on the more affordable side. So I did not bleach it. I just opted for the makeup method, and it worked perfectly fine. I just did not want to mess with the knots because this is a more affordable closure. But and yes, the closure was a little darker than, well, let's just be honest, it was way darker than the bundles, but her mom was okay with it. So we just continued on with the bundles, with the install. Had I known, I would have recommended that she dyed the bundles jet black just to match with the closure. But she got the closure after she purchased the bundles. That's the only thing. But yeah, it still turned out great. It's just, if you were really staring at her hair, then maybe you would know. But other than that, it looked just fine. So yeah, I'm just sewing down her closure, sewing one side down at a time, and then I'll sew down the back, and then I will continue to sew her tracks. And I'll finish sewing her tracks until I meet up with the closure. And this honestly was a decent closure. It laid flat, and I did not have to use any adhesive whatsoever. Being that she was younger, I didn't want to have to use any glue or spray or anything to have to adhere her lace. So yeah, that's what I did, and that's what I will do for the remainder of the install. So continue watching, and I'll see you all at the end of the video. once I finished sewing that last track around the closure, we were done, and I just gave her a light press. I wanted it to look a little more natural, so I didn't really press her bone straight, and it turned out good. I know you can see the color difference here just a tad, but when you're in a natural light, it really does not look that bad. And this is what it looked like in the finish. I put a little bit of edge control on her edges, and we were good to go. She loved it, and so did her mother. She was struggling when I was telling her to turn. But yes, you guys, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.